Hello everybody, X Joe 81X, November 2021 here. Don't you hate when that happens? An extension cord on your basement floor? I know. I hate that. I hate when that's there. Chitaliano Pecoramano. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Let me tell you a little something. Long time ago, they made electricity. Then they made electricity that went to outdoor lawn equipment. Then at some point, Italianos started doing their own lawn. Well, not only is there one, but there's two 100-foot extension cords that have been cut by a certain Italiano. And it's not me. And Jay is Jewish. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to put those two things back together the correct way, so you can use that again. I also will show you a couple of different ways you can get away with it, but mostly the most secure way that I personally think. Again, disclaimer, the way I think. But I will show you how to potentially do it multiple ways, but the end result will be my way. We're going to do this one on camera, and if I like the way I do it, it's going to be done with the same one down on the floor. What you're going to need is a soldering iron and or soldering gun, whichever you have. Obviously, I have a soldering iron. You're going to need some kind of helping hands, which is right there. Unfortunately, JK18 is not here today. Why is Jay not here today? Is because we are in a shortage of solder, and he was unable to make it because of the solder shortage. In the back, those two reels behind the helping hands are shrink wrap. Black heat shrink wrap, 5/16 and a quarter. What you're going to want to do is make these two ends pretty much tight. They were cut with a hedge trimmer. Not one, but two of them. The same day was cut with a hedge trimmer. I'm going to leave that story right where that is and dive right into putting this back together. So what you want to do first is make these two ends straight. You can see that there's a 45 and a burn mark. So first thing is lopping it off a straight amount. The soldering iron is hot. The soldering iron is hot. So be careful. You're going to want to plug in your soldering iron. You're going to want to get a damp cloth. You're going to want to clean your soldering iron if you have dirt on it from the last time that you soldered. Be careful not to hold this. It will burn through and burn your hands. See that? Nicey. You see that? Nice. You want to keep this handy. You want to get the soldering iron out of the way. Make sure it doesn't touch anything like this, and don't store it up because it could drip down and JK18 will be mad. Okay, all right. They make something where you could do something. I don't have a piece of metal. Whatever. just double check here. So what you're going to want to do, okay, perfect, helping hands are right. You're going to want to take the big heat shrink tubing. You're going to want to take a little bit. You're going to want to guesstimate how much you're going to need when you put this back together. It won't hurt it. We'll go with that. Again, this is a guesstimate. This is the final stage. I want to open it up if you can. Hopefully it slides on. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass at the thickness. Yeah, like this one. Or if it's already cut. This is why people don't do things on camera. This is why it takes forever and a day, and this is why there's commercials. You just have to work it. Oh, maybe I worked it. 2 inches. 1 inch. Come on. Right there. You got some tools. Take a needle nose plier. Push it out. Okay. Here we go. And you want to just bring that all the way over there. Get that out of the way. See? Get it out of the way. You want to take a razor blade. And you want to cut off maybe 2 or 3 inches of outer sheathing, not to bother the other sheathing. Multiple ways of doing this. Again, this is my way. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, then go buy a brand new extension cord. Again, you are watching how to fix your extension cord after someone sliced it in half with an electronic hedge trimmer, and it wasn't me. And it wasn't you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Copyright. Boop, up on the floor. Okay, so you don't need to make this crazy. A lot of you guys always bust my chops because I was an electrician on how I cut too much. I use the linesman's tools and I cut it. So what we're going to do is use an overpriced Ideal cutter, and I think it's a 14 gauge. You're going to take about 1 inch off. Yes, 14 gauge. 14 gauge. I like to clean up as I'm working. 14 gauge. There's a trash can on the floor. For those of you who think that I'm just throwing it down. Now, at some point you're saying, wait, how are you gonna, you can't just lop it together. So I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways, and then I'm gonna show you the way I like to do it. One, sometimes we'll take the ground. Sometimes, which is fine, you could splice it like this. Turn around, you could splice it like this. You could solder that end, and then you could, well, let me just show it to you. Then you have some shrink wrap on here, and then you go like that, and then haphazardly, if you get what I'm saying, then you could like do that, and there's a lump there's a lump there. It's like a knuckle. And then you do all three with all shrink wrap, and then you put the main one back on, which I think that I'm going to try and do it the way the internet does it. Let's see if I could get away with showing you this. So the internet has said, which is kind of defeats the purpose because it's probably can cut these. Okay, so the internet, focus. The internet says do it this way, and then twist it like that. Like put the two twines together, and then like do it that way, and then you could solder it. So maybe we'll do it that way. So I have helping hands. So one side, wait, excuse me, you need shrink wrap first. Okay, so you have to determine how much oomph you want to do. I took 1 inch. I'm going to go to the trash can. I'm going to make it 1/2 inch because it's an extension cord. It's not going anywhere. Do it over. Okay, so here we have our little whip piece. We're going to determine how much we want. So we're going to do like 2 inches. So we're going to do 3 2-inch pieces. You take the first piece if you want, guesstimate the second piece, take the second piece, guesstimate the third piece. Okay, what you want to do is open it up and slide it on like that. All 3 pieces. Now I do want to tell you one thing. This is an extension cord. It's probably a little bit pricey. It's 14 gauge. It's probably a little bit pricey than your average one because it's color coded. Black is power, white is neutral, and green for ground. What you're going to do is, if it's an extension cord, or I'm sorry, a lamp cord, or something where it's not presentable with a color coded. Yep, even the one on the ground is color coded. You're going to want to like peel back, and you're going to want to determine if like one wire has a groove or not, and that would help with polarity. You really want to keep hot to hot, neutral to neutral, and everything else. You don't want to plug in the lamp and then it's backwards. Okay, so helping hands. So we'll do the ground first. So we'll just clip this in. There we go. Then we'll take this. You could kind of guesstimate. We'll clip that in. And then we'll straighten out the wires. Can you get in there? I'm gonna zoom in. See here, let me try to zoom in for you. Whoopsie. Whoa, my hand might be in the way. So what I did was I took them and I went like this. Kind of put them together. I remember Jay saying he doesn't like this technique. Helping hand didn't help me much. Something about it is what it is, even if you twist it. Jay was saying, it's like it's all the same stuff, you know. Ow. So I don't know if anyone knows how to solder. I do. It's just like pipes. get like a good twist on it, so you don't like create some kind of, so there's what do you call it behind it, like an electrical situation. You don't want to create like two strands, so like the power surges. So you take out enough, you know, whether you're lefty or righty, and it's just like plumbing a pipe. You want to put the solder on one side, and you want to put the heat on the other. Or you could just dump it in, go and make a mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the tip, which should be the hottest point. And we're going to put that just under the ground, right underneath the copper. And if you hold it too long, both sides of the green will start to melt. And what you do is you just do this. You wait a couple seconds. It's not that hot. So the heat is traveling up through the copper and going left and right. And if you hit it the right way, copper, the solder will melt down to the heat. Takes a minute, it's not a flame. Plastic on the left is melting. There we go. Not an exact science, but really should learn how to do it. Bonding. And when you're done, you take it away and you clean it. Clean all the excess solder off. Just get this out of the way. You want it to cool first. And then you want to put on the jacket. Heated it up a little bit too much because the jacket started melting. So then you want to put the jacket on. Copper getting stuck on it. So that's what you want to do. You want to put the helping hands back on, you can. Okay, you could take the soldering iron or a heat gun, and you could see sometimes it works. Takes longer. Kind of could touch it a little bit if you want. A lighter works. You don't want to take out too many gadgets. Right. Well, we're going to do all the other two off camera, and I'll show you what they look like when I'm done. All right. Now it's all done. You just got to put the big one on. But before you do that, let's test it. Plug one end in, cross your fingers. There you go, power's going through it right now. Now you should plug it in. Let's get rid of the helping hands. You need a plug. What do we have in front of me that I didn't figure out off camera? Okay. Oh, duh, radio. For what it's worth. Interference. It works. Unplug it. All right, let's put that sleeve on. This is the end result. It's like 3 little microchips. Just bring that sleeve on. I think the sleeve is a little bit too small. It's what I have. It'll do the job, or you could hit it with electrical tape. A little bit small, bunching up. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Find out where the knot is right here. Got an even amount on each side. And you can take this again. Follow the crease. This is used for the garden. And I told you that someone just lopped it off using a hedge trimmer, and they were fine because the hedge trimmer was insulated. So it's not like they cut it and they got zapped. And the best part is I don't think it blew the circuit breaker. I think it just cut it in half. I wasn't told that it blew the circuit breaker, let's put it that way. But if it did, it would just be going where your circuit breaker is. And that's about it. Don't want to get too crazy. Again, a heat gun would be better. I have it. I'm just making a quick video just for you kids at home. Let's plug it back in. Make sure it doesn't short. Plug it in the radio. If you want to get crazy, maybe the wires are rubbing. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching on how to repair an extension cord. Hit like, hit subscribe if you like what you saw. Thank you for watching. If you didn't, well, sorry. Take it easy.